feel. You know how I feel. Ooh, you know how I feel. You know how I feel. Ooh.
3, 4, 5. Okay, everybody. We're going to get started. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, it is. Okay. 1 second. Okay, well, I thought I was ready, but shucks, I need one.
You know how I
30
feel.
seconds.
You know how I feel. You know how I feel. You know how I feel.
Okay. I am hoping that you can hear me. It looks like you can. Tara is going to join us tonight. She is finishing up her yoga online yoga study class. And I have had a crazy busy day myself. Okay, so again, I am really sorry to be starting. Wow, I can't believe I'm starting late. Y'all, I'm sorry. That's too bad. I've had a really busy day, and I did something. I've been better about this, but I tried to cram too much stuff into one day, and I took things too far, and I thought I had plenty of time to set up today, but obviously, so just for those of you that might be passing through, I tried to start at 7:05, so, you know, I'm not happy about being 7 minutes late. Hopefully you guys can warm up and do your thing, and then I usually run these classes a little bit long. Oh, shucks, Rita. I'm sorry. So are you saying you have an injury from our class the other night? Well, anyway, it's okay. I'm sorry if we went too hard. That would be a little bit ironic considering I was trying to teach a class to help your back. Okay, so not a huge setup today. We are going to have a jam on, or a chill jam session on Sunday. If anybody would like to join us, you can spread the word. And it'll start at 11 o'clock, like it usually does, East Coast time. If you're in another time zone, you don't know what time zone I am, just look up New York City. Do the world clock thing. Look up New York City. I'm not in New York City. Okay, sweet. Okay. All right. So we don't really need a big setup, and since I'm running late, I kind of want to just go ahead and jump into this. What we're going to be doing tonight is just kind of it's sort of what I thought we might do the other night, but we're going to just do a mix of exercises, hopefully like hitting all the different places on the body and off the body, and we'll be just bouncing around things. You can, like once the class gets going, if you would like to make a request or something, you can. Or if you have a request now, you could make it now. But let me make sure everything's, yeah, okay. That's weird. Are you guys hearing like a pop? Is there a crackle in the sound tonight? Oh, I see what's happening. Sorry, I got it. Okay, obviously I'm a little flustered. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And I'm gonna keep the camera on me until Tara makes it here. Okay. Oops. Okay. Funny you should ask. I will talk more about this in other classes. I'm going to be bringing merch back, and we're going to start with hoodies. And my mic is way too hot. Anyway, we're going to start with hoodies, and I'm going to give everybody that watches the stream, of course, first dibs if you're interested in it. You know, no pressure, but if you'd like. But we'll talk about that in a second. Thank you for asking that question. Let me start this over. All right, if you haven't done one of these before, this is free form movement. You can stretch. You can roll around the ground. You can do jumping jacks. Or you can do what I'm doing, which is swaying my weight from one side of the body to the other. I don't know if you've ever been with a friend before and they want you to hear what they're hearing that's really soft, and they just keep going, listen, listen, listen. And as you listen, you begin to hear it. In a way, sway is that same mantra. Listen. Listen, do you hear that? Audible breath in. Open. Open. I invite you to close your eyes or even throw a blindfold on so you can really just listen. Listen to where you're tight. Listen to where you're holding tension. Open, open. I've been reading a book on addiction. And she has an acronym for how to deal with it. Audible breath in. Open. One of the letters stands for mindfulness. And in that context, she includes it because she says it's helpful for people dealing with an addiction to anything to not judge themselves while doing it, but observe themselves. Audible breath in. Open. Tonight I invite you to, even without having an addiction, to be mindful and observe yourself without judging it. Open. Open. And take deep breaths with it. Big breath in. Okay, so before we jump into our first songs, so the way tonight's going to work is we're just going to do one thing. It's kind of like guided flow, but I'm going to be a little bit more teachy than that. But we're going to go ahead. Wow, you look kind of blue tonight, Tara. Okay, so we're going to, I should probably demo this. So we're going to do a couple of things really fast or really quickly here just to kind of warm us up so that we can jump into anything that we want to do. And I think we're going to start off with Samurai. But what I want you to do is put some active bounce in between your legs, however that works. Remember, when I'm guiding you, I'm just loosely guiding you. Like, you know, everybody has their own version of a song, and I want you to play yours. Right? And now next, I want you to add just any kind of hand movement. I'm kind of moving into some sort of, I don't know, but any kind of hand movement. And this is something, if you're new to movement, you might not understand this. Your movement doesn't need to be perfect all the time, right? Clearly, mine's not, right? It needs to be moving all the time. And some people don't understand that. So what I want to do for a quick second is just do these sort of silly warm-ups so you can really get your heart rate up, and that I know that you're really reaching into your range of motion and whatever you have going on. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to shake the hands vigorously. I don't know if, Jackie, I don't know if you you remember me telling this story, or you were probably part of the HoopPath when I started making everybody do this. And we're just going to do a little bit longer, just a little bit. I got this from a harp player at Burning Man. It was crazy. It was this woman with this giant, dusty harp in a tent, and right before she played, she went, "Wah!" And I thought, well, I work with my hands. Now I want you to stop, and you can just feel the tingle. I always used to tell little kids that's their magic. But you can sort of feel the tingle, and they almost feel sort of activated from that, right? Like that, or at least mine do. Sweet, Jackie. Okay, and then one more thing, just a couple more bounces. I'm gonna change the energy up a little bit. Now this is gonna be a little bit different. Last week we ended or Monday we ended the class talking about Sakia, and we're gonna do. Is this reflexology? Anyway, we're gonna do the old bang it and make it awake. Okay, Tara says it's something called deportment. But anyway, all I want you to do, you don't really have to do it that hard or whatever, and it's not like you're not punching something, you're just drumming something. But you're just waking up the body, especially the legs, with a little bit of drumming. Of course, you can do it anywhere, you can do it up your hands or whatever. If it did hurt, that might not be such a bad thing. Another thing I've learned in my addiction book is that pain, actually, the sensation of pain in the body promotes healing, which is interesting. That makes sense. Okay, so we're going to start our first exercise now, and I think what we'll do, our first exercise will be point technique. I know it's a samurai, but we're going to do on and off body. All right. Oh, forgot to press play. What makes point boring sometimes is also what makes it beautiful. It takes a long time to do things in point. And it's supposed to. Because it's moving so slowly, you can use the hoop and its weight to explore your range of motion. And then what I'd like you to invite you, tonight's class is a little bit techy, but I'm gonna try to keep it flowy too, is I want you to play with threading through the hoop in point. And by threading, I mean you step through it, good. Point technique also feels very archetypal to me. Sometimes I think that my Dan really did exist because I can see like a version of me a long time ago, hooping. The hoop wouldn't be plastic, but sometimes when I'm in point technique, it feels like I'm not learning something, but I'm remembering it. Like I've done this before. Open. I love slow motion movement. I think I can actually feel my pulse lowering, my inner temperature cooling. Those were two pretty long opening songs. I hope I didn't lose everybody. But gosh, I feel I feel so much better. I didn't realize how much I needed to move my body. Okay, so we're going to move into Samurai. And tonight we're going to talk about Samurai, but we're going to talk about it with a particular focus. I'm going to give you a focus. And you can do with the focus or not do the focus. Of course, I can't see you. But I think it can be really helpful to try these types of exercise. In the same way that that point can be slow, and that's its beauty. Really, the beauty of Samurai is just how much power you can put into the hoop, right? And it likes it, right? And it's a chance for you to, going back to archetypes, I guess you could say, it's a chance for you to sort of, I see. It's a chance for you to sort of step into an archetype. And so what we're going to work on right now is moving the other side of your body. The other side from the hoop. So if I'm holding the hoop here, you know, if I want to just do like a couple of bars with just the hoop here in one arm, what I'm going to be focused on, my awareness will be flowing everywhere it needs to be. But my focus is going to be on my offhand or my off side of the body. In fact, I'm going to put so much focus on that side that I don't really care what the actual holding hand is really doing, and I'm not even really too concerned about what the hoop is doing. It's like I'm pouring my focus. I'm turning, focus is a spotlight, awareness is daylight. So I'm turning the spotlight of my mind on the opposite side of the body from the hoop. already, you can bring that same awareness to the off foot. I'll take that. Focusing and staying, disciplined with it, then just stay on one side of the body. Just say, I'm gonna focus on my left side. And all that means is you're putting your mental focus there and reminding it to move, maybe making some shapes with it, that sort of thing. In HoopPath, we talk about our hands being two birds. If one way to activate your other hand, the off hand, is to move it with the on hand, just move it in a similar way. Nice, Tara. How you doing over there, T?
Good.
Yeah?
It's fun.
Yeah, okay. All right. Where was I? Oh, one super quick thing. This is, everybody that watches this stream regularly can already do this, but if you're a beginner and you haven't tried this before, it's really fun. It's super easy. It's just fun to try it, though. But this is, when I have one hand, I'm in single samurai. I would just call it samurai. This would be double samurai. And I can do this from single or double samurai, but I'm gonna do it from double. And I'm gonna hold it here, and then we're gonna move to double point, which is here. Boom, 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 boom. And if you like samurai stuff, you can kind of work on your hand speed and things by, let's say, I was going back to double samurai, but let's say I just maybe go single samurai, and then another single samurai, then back to double, right? Or maybe I go double up at the North Star, nice, and then pull that up, right? Right? Double point. And I'll show you, actually, I don't know, maybe I didn't think we'd talk about this, but let's just go ahead and talk a little bit about it. Right now, I'm in bow because the hoop is on the side here. But if I roll the hoop in front of me so that it's now in parallel with my sternum, now I'm in sun. And right now, I am in what we call right far because my hand is across the body here. So if I wanted to go to left near, I would take my left hand and go to the near side of the hoop. It's forever near that way. So this is left near to me, right? If I wanted to go to left far, I would hop over here, okay? And you're allowed to turn your body, do whatever you want to. So having these destinations, you'll never in flow be thinking about it. They can be kind of fun to sort of learn some cool things that you can do that I've never done or anybody else has ever done by just switching positions. I'll show you a few of these. If I'm on the right hand, it can be, it can be pretty fun to just switch across. And a lot of times what will happen, especially if a big hoop like I do, is you'll start to feel your weight naturally sway you back there. And then I can go from like left near to, I could say left bottom, or what did I call this? Left six, I think I used to call it, yeah. And then, oh, bottom, boom, boom. And I'll show you sort of like what this would look like if you were drilling it, right? And then the really hard one, and I'll let go of this tech part, the really hard one is to go from right far to left far. But it feels awesome when you get it. Nice, T. Of course you got it the first time. But it can make you feel pretty ninja. And and it's fun to sort of push like how fast you can do it or how steady you can keep the hoop. And I'll tell you the secret in all catching is of hoops is to look right at it. Don't look at the part that's whizzing by your head, but look at where you're catching. Like send your eyes kind of like you're taking aim at the target of wherever. Let me put some music on and see if we can sort of get a vibe off this, and then we'll go to core.
It's a workout too.
I'm feeling techie and very athletic tonight. So these would be like hops that we usually do. These are hops in sun. Oh. I can also, and this is great for fire hooping, I can also hop with the hoop in the lake plane or the horizontal plane. Even hoop in lake, if I've got strong hands, I can. Anytime I want to go back to double point. Thank you. I left the terrace mic on. Sorry, y'all. Oh, sorry, y'all. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize that was happening. I left Tara's mic on, and I apologize. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. So unfortunately, I can't hear. I can almost hear exactly what you guys hear, but it's a little bit different. Yeah, it should be good to go now. I'm hoping. Anyway. Okay. All right. So. Okay, good. Okay, so we're going to move on to the waist now and warm up, that sort of inner circle that we have. So you can go ahead and move into a waist current. I'm going to talk you sort of into this. Let's see. Tonight while you're waist hooping, I want to invite you into a feeling. I want you to just imagine that waist hooping isn't the easiest thing to learn, but the hardest. I want you to imagine that there are masters of waist hoopers. I want you to imagine that you're one of those masters, and you aren't showing waist hooping to a young Maidan or a young girl or boy. Show them that they can move their hands while waist hooping, that they can step like dancers. And when you're ready in your rhythm, reverse. And let's revisit the feeling. Let's revisit the feeling of moving your non-dominant side. Putting your focus there. Open. Ready, if you know how, you can come up to the chest, or keep it at the waist, or bring it up to the shoulders. But wherever the hoop is, we're keeping a focus on our non-dominant side. I've had that song forever, but I really love that song. Okay, oops, looks like I knocked my camera here. Okay, there we go. Well, all right, that one's really weird. Okay, so let me know how you're doing out there, guys. I hope you're doing good. Here she is. There's their co-star. Okay. How you feeling? Do we need to cool it down a little bit? You got energy or what? You do? Okay, I think I want to squeeze out just one more high energy little number here. And I'm going to give you two choices, okay, for this one. I'm going to give you two choices for this one. you can, okay, good. You can shoulder hoop or you can leg hoop. I'm going to use this one to leg hoop, and because I can leg hoop and I'm comfortable in leg hooping, because what I want to do for this next song for me is I want to, sweet. So this, well, we're about to kick it up a heavy notch, but you'll see why, because I'm going to be doing legs, but I want to keep that focus on my non-dominant side. You know, and when doing the samurai, I was saying focus on the offhand. There is no offhand in core hooping, so we're just going to focus on non-dominant. And it's really, it's all you have to do is just let your awareness visit there, but then let your focus stay there. You know, focus and awareness, two different things, and I think everybody here watching knows exactly what the difference is, but now, if you don't want to leg hoop, I invite you to shoulder hoop, okay? Because shoulder hooping and leg hooping are two things that sometimes it's so hard for us to learn them that we forget about the offhand, even, or the non-dominant hand, even when we're pretty good at shoulder hooping. And so you can really grow your control and your technique, right? By trying a challenging body part and moving the hands. For me, the legs are the easiest place to do that, so that's where I'm going to do it right now. I'm on the legs. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to T-Rex and stare, right? We're going to go mellow right after this song. Nice, T. Wow. Tara's rocking some legs over there. You know how you can reverse current. The hoop is going so fast around my legs, it's kind of hard for me to focus on that. But I can keep focus. I'm not, my non-dominant hand's my left hand. I can keep, as my dad would say, big sister hand. I'm not making sense. Your non-dominant's your little sister hand. Again, shoulders or legs, whatever feels good. If you want to stick with us, we're going to mellow it out right after this. Once you do start to get some level of piace with the legs, if that's weird, if you need some pointers on legs, just remember to push out. Sometimes it helps to push the legs out. If you want to get the hoop back up, you can turn the knees out, like I guess that'd be external rotation. I can externally rotate and then scissor the legs, right? They kind of go, I'll show what I mean. And developing leg chi is pretty fun. There are 3 different places on the legs you can hoop. There's above the knee, there's the middle thigh, and then there'd be like the really high thigh here. I'll show you the difference. Right now, I'm on, just above my knee. I don't like to hoop on top of my knee, it doesn't feel good. But I'm just above the knee. Now I'm gonna come to the sort of mid thigh. And then I can come up to the high thigh, which is pretty much just coming across the rear, almost. Again, you could be shoulder hooping, but we're just focusing on non-dominant. All right. Okay. We will bring it down a little bit now. Actually, I don't think we've heard this next song in a while, so I think I'll play an oldie but goodie. Okay. Tara, you doing all right?
Yeah, I just gotta pee.
Okay. All right, well, we don't need her mic on for that. Oh. Okay. Okay, we're gonna move into, I think, what should be, Well, I'll make a suggestion. If you want to treat it like a free hoop, you can. But the technique is, and we've done, everybody that's watching has done this before with me, I'm pretty sure, but open samurai. I hope that means you got it, Amy, or maybe you're already doing it. It's funny how our skill sets happen, you know, like I know some people that are really, really great hoopers, but can't do this one thing. Like for me, it's, well, I'm really bad at wedgies. I don't know, I always make these excuses that my hoop is too big, but I'm really bad at them. I'm so bad at them, I don't really do them. But anyway, we're gonna play with open samurai, and that's when I'm holding the hoop, here we go. I'm holding the hoop between my fingers. They could be any of the fingers, but what's open is in samurai, this would be samurai, and so we're like, imagine opening your hand and then letting the hoop sort of walk its way through, you know, I mean, not to get too poetic, but like, you know, almost like your hands can be a mountain range that your hoop is walking around and through. And what we're trying to do is keep the hands. Oh, sweet, Amy, great, good. Leg hooping is hard. That was the thing that took me the longest. So I'm gonna talk a little bit during the beginning and then try to give you a couple minutes to enjoy the song without me. But there's a lot of cool things that you can do when you're moving in open samurai. Like one very simple, if you're a beginner and you want to feel this, twirling on the floor, just letting the hoop's weight just hang right there on the floor, and just letting it twirl, and you know, like there's nobody watching you probably right now, so you can just like geek out and think like, can I go through all the fingers? You know, could just my ring and pinky finger do it? My answer is no on that one. And then I can switch to the other hand. Jackie may have been at them, but there's been a few times, and Jackie's been to a bunch of workshops. But I remember one time in a workshop, we just got lost on this one particular idea, and I just saw some beautiful things happening. People were twirling and then bringing the hoop up in a twirl and putting it back into the ground. Not to overwhelm you with moves here, but open samurai, if I'm doing like a swingy type thing, I can use that same twirl to kind of swing and then maybe put a little twirl, just put a little isolation on it, put a little twirl on it. So I really invite you to dance with this and try it. I'll lay off the mic. Is that you can do some, you can isolate with open samurai, like if you're holding it, you know, like in some sort of way, like my middle finger is on the bottom of my top hand, are here, and so I'm getting a little pressure on the hoop, and I can put some pressure on it, and it really tightens up your isolation. The hoop's on top of my middle finger there, and the other two fingers are coming down on it, and that's creating a kind of grip. I could bring the other finger down too. There's no rules in hooping. I could even bring my thumb all the way up. This is all legal, right? But what I want you to feel, if you can, is how you can kind of start to create some really cool isolations and swings with this three-point hand contact, right? Like, or imagine your fingers are all each a point. Good. Transmutes the land. The pursuit of gold is the pursuit of lead. Okay, wow, this kind of turned into a pretty athletic class, I feel like. Okay. Where am I? Okay, yeah, we're way past time, so we'll just play some music, and thank you guys for joining us tonight. I think these, if I remember, these songs are pretty mellow, and I think we'll try that. Anyway, I really appreciate it. Thank you, T. So where's your camera? There we go. Thank you, Tara. And thank you guys, everybody. We'll be free hooping it out from here, so no more instruction. I'll let you keep it. Don't forget, Sunday we have a jam if you want to join, 11 o'clock. This next song will be our last song, and then we'll fade to green. Thank you, everybody. Jam on Sunday. For those of you that are still here, I appreciate it. Right on, Sarah. Good night, beautiful people.